It's 7 o'clock. Let's, yeah. Oh, just looked at myself. Crazy hair, don't care. Been chasing after my grandbabies for most of the afternoon. Went driving with a newly permitted driver. Maybe that's why my hair looks so wild. No, he's actually a really good driver. It's my grandson. Um, but yeah, we're here. It's Wednesday evening. It's time for Stampin' Wednesday, and we are going to do some birthday cards tonight, some mail birthday cards. Every once in a while, somebody will ask me for something specific. So, from our card party, hey, did you notice I got a light bulb out? Look right there. Ooh, anyway, back to squirrels. I know squirrels get me. Hey, Deb, um, for something specific, and I was asked for mail birthday cards. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to do three male birthday cards, masculine birthday cards. They're not male, they're masculine. And we're going to have fun. And I'm going to flip you around and put you up in the stand so we can get going here. All right? You ready? Hang on. This is always a challenge for me, but I am trying to be better about showing my mug. So hang on. All right, flipped you around. Now you can see my computer screen. Look at that. That's my handsome husband in there. Hello, Mrs. Seroys. I'm glad to see you tonight. Girls, hey, Joyce. It is freaking cold outside right here in Norridgewock. Let me tell you. I just and holy moly, it is cold outside. All right, I feel like we're really far away tonight. So let's come down a little bit and get you into position here. What do you think? Is that better? I'm feeling like that's a little better. We got some pretty wild shadows going on, but that's okay. So, in case I didn't introduce myself, I'm Laura from Laura's Cards by Design. This is our menu of events that are coming up for January and February. And I want to point out that it's this Sunday the 15th, not the 14th. Let me fix that right now while I'm thinking about it. We had a little scheduling snafu. Um, and it will be 1 to 3. Um, will be our Saturday morning. Well, it'll be Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon coffee and crafts. And I think we're going to do some, I don't know what we're going to do yet. Haven't designed them, haven't cut them. So, but if you want to go, I need to know by tomorrow. So I make sure I have enough kits for everybody. And then, of course, we have our weekly Monday evening card parties that happen from 6 to 8. Again, I need to know 2 days ahead so I can have enough kits for everybody. So that's who we are. That's where you can find me. I want to remind you of the amazing um, package that there is going on right now for new demonstrators. $175 in product. Yeah, yeah, can be yours. No obligations. If you want to know more information, reach out and we can talk about it. So let me show you our very first card we're doing tonight. Oh, here we go. I got all of these things going on in front of me. Yeah, it's freaking cold outside. So here we're going to make a nice. Anybody remember, any of you besides me, old enough to remember the old polyester leisure suits with the polyester shirts that went with them? That's what this reminds me of. I know. My father had one. It was like a robin's egg blue, and he wore it with the shirt that this reminds me of. And this paper is the designer series paper from the He's All That. So he's the man set. And so, yeah, this reminds me of my dad. So let's get started. I got all my pieces cut here. And don't forget, if you want these card kits all ready and sent to you, they're all yours for your minimum purchase of $20 on my site. So let's get going. Here we go. We have our card base, 8.5 by 5.5, our famous basic white. We have designer series paper that we're going to make our shirt collar out of, and of course our pocket. Everybody has to have a stitched pocket on these leisure suits. And we're going to stamp from the Pansy Patch. From Pansy Patch, we're going to stamp Happy Birthday. From the He's All That bundle, we're going to use the Happy Birthday to a Classic to go on the inside of our card. I think all men like to think that they are classic. Oh, thank you for saying it's cute, Becky. Oh, all right. So we have our kerchief that goes in our pocket, and we are just going to take our Pansy Patch birthday stamp, and we're going to stamp Happy Birthday. Quick, easy. Quick and easy. Now you may be wondering where I got my buttons from. I actually embossed a piece of paper with the Hive embossing folder, a piece of Sahara sand, because I think that goes perfect on here. And I cut them out with a 1/2-inch punch. Sorry, girls, that's just the whole truth of it. It's an old punch that I had laying around, and I thought it would make perfect stamps. So there it is. There's nothing wrong with using things that you have or purchasing new things. And don't forget, right now, Celebration is going on. So you can get, for every $50 you spend, you can get something free from the Celebration brochure. And why wouldn't we? That's just too good to be true. All right, let's stamp on the inside here. These are going to be kind of quick cards tonight, but they're so elegant for the men in our lives, just to say hello, happy birthday. We didn't forget you. My poor husband, his birthday was in September. We were traveling on his birthday. I left his birthday card at home, and I didn't even have a gift for him. So I made up for it at Christmas time. So trying to set our card up so you can see it, and whew, we take our piece of designer series paper that I cut with the stitched rectangles. Die cut with I think this is the second largest stitched rectangle. Oh, I can't say that fast. Now we're going to build our collar here, and I want to just tell you a little trick. When I cut this is from the what number is this? This is the 100 grouping. When I cut this, I needed a new blade on my my paper trimmer. So it was a little fuzzy on the end. So I took my little itty bitty nail file here, and I used it on the edges of my paper just to clean them up. But then they were a little fuzzy, so I just grabbed my marker and ran it right over the edge just to clean it up and darken it up. And look at that. So now that we have this on, we are going to put our shirt collar on, because all of these polyester shirts had a shirt collar. So we're going to lay it on, and then I'm going to use a little bit of seal. Gotta get it started here. And did you notice I didn't put seal all the way down on this end? because we're not going to use it all. We want to start up in the corner, and because colors are at an angle, and then stretch it across the top so that we've now created our collar for our amazingly debonair shirt. And then we're just going to trim this piece off. And I'm going to try to trim while I'm talking to you. Just like that. There's our collar. We don't need that piece, so we'll move it out of the way. So, and we could trim this up and make it a little narrower, but it's just the front part of the collar. I'm going to close my crumb cake before I find we're wearing it. Let's put a little strip of seal on the back of our design paper. Oh, let's do the same thing on here because I'm seeing a little more than I want. And then our little hanky. We're going to say happy birthday. And there it is, all done together. Let's add a little more adhesive right to the back of our little pocket here. And let's add our pocket to our shirt. I'm going to come down just a little. Kind of like that. And there's our happy birthday on our hanky coming right out of our pocket. Now we need to put the thread. We're going to put thread on our buttons, because they didn't just get there with a little adhesive. And really, this would have been perfect if I had embossed it afterwards, but no worries. We're just gonna make do. Remember, this is for a man, and although I know some men that are very picky, most of them aren't gonna notice that I ran this stitching afterwards. Got them. Now we just need to lay them on here. And I'm going to use, what do I got going on here? I thought I had some adhesive dots. I probably do somewhere. No dimensionals on this card because I didn't want to put my buttons on with dimensionals, but do you want to? We can. Let's do it. Why not? Do we have some mini dimensionals in here? I feel like a mini dimensional will work better. Let's see. Let's do one and see. What do we think? Oh, you know what? I think a regular dimensional will fit perfect. Oh, that'll be cute. So we're going to put dimensionals on and put our first button on. Let's flip all of these over and add. What did I use? I cut my buttons, Joyce, with this old 1/2-inch punch. But you could cut them with, a paper punch. You can get them in all different widths, and that would be perfect also. I just grabbed what I had handy, and that's what I did. Hey, Kevin! Thanks for being here with me. I am Kevin. My friend Kevin's on here, everybody. Everybody say, hoo ha! Kevin is doing his first Zoom Live in about 45 minutes. Woo! Oh, you're welcome, Joyce. It's always my pleasure to help out when I can. So we're putting our buttons on. I like them with what do you think? I like them all dimensionalized, because I love dimensionals. And I'm just popping my buttons. So now we get two And did you notice, girls? There are 6 buttons that you can see on this shirt. I'm having a little bit of a moment here because it's even numbers, not odd numbers. Oh, but I feel like I just couldn't squeeze another button on, so there we go. Let's clean up this mess, get it out of the way. I got my buttons on. We got our happy birthday curtain handkerchief in our pocket. When you open it up, they know that you're saying happy birthday to a classic. That's card number 1. I love it. I think I love it more with the dimensionals on it. Woohoo! That one is done, done, done. Good, good. All right, we're going to save the one with the most stamping for last. This is going to be our next one. Again, we're using the same designer series paper. We're just using different pieces of it. We have a card base that is, I can't even get all my pieces out here, 11 by 4 1/4, and of course scored at 5 1/2. We need our trusty boner here. We have, now this card to me screams very vanilla. So we have a piece for the front of our card that's 4 by 5 1/4, and a piece for the inside of our card that's 4 by 5 1/4. Because the early espresso card base is dark and you can't really see when I write on there. So we got lots of bits here. I have 4 pieces of early espresso that are, oh wait, I can measure them because I don't remember, and I've lost my piece of paper. Nobody's surprised about that. 1 3/4 by 2 1/2. We have another piece, so, and then I have 4 pieces of designer paper that are 1 1/2 by 1 1/2, 1 1/2 by 2 1/2. Not quite 2 1/2. 2 3/8. 2 3/8. We got. We also have a piece of very vanilla that is, let me get my hand in here so you can see. This is 2 1/2 square, and a piece of, another piece of early espresso that is 2 3/4 square. This is where our stamping is going to go. So let's do that first. Let's set our bits out of the way. Let's get our Cajun Craze. And we are going to say wishes for a happy birthday, for a beautiful birthday from our framed florets. Try to say that 3 times fast. And that's what we're going to put on the front of our card. So let's grab a block for that. And on the inside of our card, I just left this one blank, but you could put another greeting in there. You could put an image in there, but I just thought the front of my card really says it all for this. And then I want to show you how I got this so cute twine that we're going to use. So we've got our wishes for a beautiful birthday, and I am going to line that up right here on my calendar because I want it to go at an angle. And then I'm going to put my sentiment crooked. Well, it's not really crooked, but cattywampus, I guess, is what I want to say. Oh, thank you, Joyce, for saying you love them. Once I got started making these cards, I struggled, but once I got started, I was having like to rein myself in because I was having all of these great ideas for cards. So there it is, wishes for a beautiful birthday. I'm going to put that Cajun Craze, close it up because I'm already wearing it. Let's put that back up on the shelf. I rearranged in my craft studio. So I moved my inks, they are literally right in front of me. Do you think I can remember that they're right in front of me? I'm always looking to my left to where they had been for over a year and a half. Eventually, I'll figure it out that I put them right in front of me so that I didn't have this. How lazy is this? I didn't have to get up to get them. I still have to stand to get my Stampin' Write markers and my Stampin' Blends, but I don't have to stand up to get my ink pads anymore. I'm going to bring in a little piece of paper because I want to color my twine, our very vanilla twine that we are going to use to make our bow. And we're going to change it from very vanilla to almost an early espresso color. And I experimented with this, and I did find that this 100 pin, the 100, actually works the best. And I'm just going to take the side of the, not the chisel tip, but the other side, and I'm going to run it over my twine and allow my twine to just flip around so I get all of it. And once I've got one side done, I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to hold it down with my bone folder because it takes a second to dry on here. And I'm going to run my blend right on the other side. Again, doing the same thing. I'm letting my twine kind of roll around so that I can make sure that I get the ink on all sides. So I'm not looking up, I'm watching my twine here. Okay, I think I got it. Hey, Bethy. So wasn't that fast and easy? So we used it on our buttons and then we used it on our twine. And we're just going to let that dry for a little sec and we can go back. Oh, because see, I can see spots where I didn't get it quite as much as I wanted. So I'm just going to go back and just flip a little more on there. And again, I know this is more than I need, but I rather have too much than have too little. So we'll set it over to the side. Let's put some pieces together here. For this, I am going to use liquid glue because, oh, if my friend Jenny is watching, she'll be so proud of me, liquid glue. But I want to make sure I get them straight. And these pieces, the liquid glue gives you a little bit more give. It gives you a little more forgiveness with getting it started and getting it where you want it to be. So I'm just reaching over to the side to add a thin layer. I don't need much, but I want to be able to move it around if I need to. Oh, I just got a little dot on there, but that's okay. From the ink on my fingers. There's one. Here we go. One dot. Let's do, so we have two different designer series paper. And the designer series paper was really what started me on this journey with these birthday cards because I wanted something, I knew I needed to do masculine. I needed a little help with colors. But once I got started, it's like, and I could, and I could. So I did a couple more, but we're not going to show them tonight. We'll save them for another night. We'll do them for another card party and then we'll show them. But here we go. You know, I couldn't look up while I was coloring my twine. Now I can't look up while I'm gluing my DSP. I think I need my camera actually to be here so I can see your comments. But that's okay. We got just a couple more to do and then we will we'll be all good. Here we go. Wow, you ladies are quiet tonight. I think the frosty weather frosted my brain. But yeah, that one's all put together. All right, let's put our not our designer series paper, our cardstock, our Very Vanilla, right on the front. And let's pop one right on the inside. One of the things I love about Seal, I want to talk about Seal for a second here. Yeah, the squirrels are getting me. Is I don't have to use as much. Just some little tiny, tiny strips. I bet those aren't a quarter of an inch, but it's so much less that I use because it's so strong. So if you haven't tried it, I'm going to suggest you give it a whirl. Okay, there is front and back are on. We're going to go back to our liquid adhesive because again, I want to be able to wiggle these around if I need to. So I'm just going to put some on and I'm going to get I'm going to get some ready. I'm going to have two ready. All right, here we go. No, I'm not supposed to drop it on myself. Yesterday, I dropped a Memento ink pad on my pink shirt. First thing in the morning, picked it up, opened it up, dropped it on my shirt. But you know what? I took the shirt off, went upstairs and rinsed it in some cold water, and it was a light pink shirt. That ink, because it's water-based, came right out. So I was happy I got to save my $3 Sam's Club shirt. But darn it, I liked that color pink. All right, so there's one. Are you seeing how fast these are going together? We're going to have 2 cards done in less than 30 minutes. So even if you think that you're not a crafter, you can craft. Hey, Kathy, you are never late. How are you feeling, my dear collision friend? I read your post. I hope that you're okay. Cars are just a thing, but I hope you're okay. Okay, so I clearly got these down a little too far. Let's see if we can pick them up. Do we have any forgiveness in here? Nope, they're just gonna be there. I'm not gonna do it. And we'll pop this one on right, and we're gonna put them right up next to each other. They're okay like that, huh? Are you gonna tell on me? I'm not gonna tell. But now that I tried to pull this one up, I'm gonna add a little bit more adhesive behind it. And I'm just gonna hold it there for a second. Perfect. Now we're gonna go back to, I think that's all the look, and look, all my fingers are still moving independent of each other. So I didn't glue my hands together. That's a plus for me. Oh, it is sad the deer died, but I'm glad that you're okay. Oh, you like my glue bottle? Thank you, Susan. I love the steel tip on it. That's really what I love about it more than anything else. I love the steel tip. But yeah, so aren't you proud of me, Susan? I didn't stick my fingers together. So Kathy, I'm here every day, any day that you would like to work on um, your package, your demonstrator package. I would love to have you be on my Pampered Stampers team. So you just name the day and I'm here. Or we can do it over the phone. So I just wanted to put that out there while I was thinking about it. Because the squirrels get me. I've already talked about the squirrels tonight. There we go. We have that. Now let's take our ribbon that we colored with our blend, our twine. It's not ribbon, it's twine. And let's make a little bow. Well, if only I can grab it. And then we have our bow. Now, for some reason, I don't know why, it feels like the ribbon, the twine is a little stiffer once I've used the um, blend on it, but that's okay. We don't mind stiff. We like stiff, don't we? Okay, we're gonna floof out little our little bows here, our loops. Now let's grab I know I had some out here. What did we do with them, girls? We were using them. Oh, I don't want lines. I want dots. I know we got some. We got one right here. It's a leftover glue dots from a kit, which reminds me, have you seen the new kit? Oh my goodness. It is gorge. It is gorge. And kits you can only purchase from looking on an online store. Um, and they only are, what's cool about them is that when they're not available, they're not on the site. So you don't have to ever wonder. But we've got some gorgeous kits right now. And I love doing them. There we go. Got our little bow on there. Let's trim up our bow trims. And let's put, what do I got here? Some iridescent gems. Let's put some gems on here. I know it's for a man, but sometimes men they need to be blinged up sometimes too. So we're going to say wishes, and we'll put one there, and we'll put one here, and I feel like we're going to put one down below. On this one, I only had 3, but we're going 5. We're going big. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's add one more. Where do we want it? Trying to decide. We got 4. Let's put one right here for the eye on birthday. Now I feel like we need one for the eye on wishes. Okay. We need one for the eye on wishes. Now maybe we'll move some of these out. Let's move them to the middle. Kind of like this. Leave that one there. I hadn't laid them down tight yet. I just kind of had laid them in place. So one more. And then we'll add one more because we got 4 rectangles here. And that will give us an amazing number of, yeah, I like that. Wishes for a birthday. Can you think of somebody that would love that night right now? Oh, you're welcome, Kathy. Anytime, my friend. Anytime. I can think of people to send that card to today. There we go. That's number 2. So we've done 2 in 34 minutes. Let's do our last one. This one does have a lot of stamping on it, and we're going to use some techniques we haven't used in a while. So let's get all of our bits out here. I keep all my card kits in an envelope so that I know where everything is. So we have a card base, again, 11 by 4 1/4, and it is scored at 5 1/2. We have some designer series paper that we're using for this card that is from the Flowering Florets. We have a piece for the front and a little scrap for the inside. Because this is light enough, we can write right on here. To tie into our DSP with the Evening Evergreen, I have a stitched rectangle in Evening Evergreen, and I have a smaller stitched rectangle in Basic White, and this is what we're going to stamp on. We are going to stamp on that using, are you ready? Mountain Air. The Mountain Air set is double-sided stamps. We are going to use the distinctive stamp side on the mountains, and I'm only laying part of it on because, look, we're not going to need the whole thing. And I want the distinctive side of our trees. We're going to need that. And of course, we got to do a moon, or because it's rising up out of from behind the mountains. So we got all of our bits there. Ready? We are going to use Night of Navy. We are going to use Mango Melody, Evening Evergreen, and a little Balmy Blue. We're going to use 4 colors on here. So remember our first card that we did the happy birthday on in crumb cake? We're going to use that same happy birthday, and this time we're going to ink it up in Balmy Blue. And I'm just going to ink it and stamp it off just to check it, and then ink it again, and I'm going to stamp it right on the top of my card, up high. And I'm going to do that first because I want to be able to judge where my trees and my mountains are going to go. Happy birthday. Yeehaw, happy birthday. Now if I can only figure out where I set down the other stamps. Okay, Balmy Blue is done. Let's do our mountains next. So we're going to use just this part of the mountains, and we're going to ink them up with our Night of Navy. Boop, bump, bump. And they're distinctive. And I don't want to do my Night of Navy full strength. So I'm going to stamp it off. And then I'm going to stamp onto my card. Just like that. Because those mountains are in the background. We need a little bit of shadow back there to say, hey, this is us. That's our whole Night of Navy. But aren't those so, you can see all the valleys and the crevices on those mountains. It makes me want to go into the mountains and play. All right, let's do some trees in our Evening Evergreen. And we're going to do the same thing again using that technique that's distinctive stamping. And we are going to stamp our trees right at the base of our mountains, because our mountains are much bigger than our trees, but we're going to put our trees on full strength. Just full strength, just like that. So we see just a little bit, but you can, as we're moving up the sight of vision, now we need our last stamp, which is our Mango Melody, and I'm looking for my piece that I need to mask with, and I don't know what I did with it. I left it on the table behind me. I picked it up. So I die cut out these mountains. They look familiar to you? And what I want to do is I want to put my moon coming out right here. So I created a mask to cover my mountains with. So I can get my moon, my harvest moon, coming up. Oh, thank you. So we're going to ink up our harvest moon. Harvest moon. And I'm going to stamp right over, right here. Because I really want that to be coming up, like it's coming up from behind the mountains. And when I pull this away, there it is. What are you thinking about that? Wasn't that easy? Wasn't it easy? I just had to think about what order we were going to do these things in. So we have all that. Let's let that dry for a second. Let's put some of our card together here. We have a piece. This was an extra piece because when I cut my 12 by 12 paper at 5 1/4 and 5 1/4, guess what? That was 10 1/2. And then I took the leftover piece, the little strip that was 4 inches wide by 3 inches, and I cut it. And this, I got 2 3/4 inch pieces, and I put one on the inside of each of my cards. Doesn't come all the way to the end, so I went evenly on both sides and on the bottom. So I'm going to bring some of that into my card and still have time and space to write something lovely to a gentleman in my life. So you could do the same thing. So let's pop our designer series paper on just like that. This card is so, I love that it has all of this dimension to it. And every time I look at it, I see something else that I've missed. And I love that about cards. I love being able to look and see something new and exciting and fresh that my eye didn't catch the first time around. So we have a happy birthday. Happy birthday. And of course, no card is complete in Laura's world without dimensionals. Yeah, I get a circle. Where did I get what? Where did I get what? Oh, the glue, Susan. I got it online on Amazon. And oh, now Kevin, I got things going on here. I got it on Amazon, and I'll show it to you. I love and I put my Tombow in here, because I love this bottle. It was easier for me to handle, and I love this tip. This is called Art Glitter Glue, and it dries clear just like the Tombow, but I love this tip. And I bought the glue for the tip, and then I found out that you could get the tip by itself, but it fits on this type of a cap. So that's where I got it. It was on Amazon. Oh, thank you, Susan. You think I'm clever. I love sharing what I find with people when I find something that I really love. Tyler, maybe you'll receive a card. Maybe. You never know. You never know. So let's pop our dimensionalized birthday sentiment right smack dab in the middle here. How is that? Isn't that gorgeous? Doesn't it just it makes me so happy to see that. And of course, we're going to use a little bling. We're going to use some opal rounds from the 21, 23. These will be retiring in June, so if you love them, you need to get them soon. And so my question is, we're going to do the green. I think we'll do that. Why not? Let's do the evening evergreen, and we're going to say 1, 2, and I'm just using the pick end of my take your pick tool. This is like my third hand. I just love this tool. But there we go. Happy birthday. Need I say more to you? I I thought about putting Wink Stella on here, but I didn't. I didn't think it needed it. So we have our happy birthday in the balmy blue with the fitted florets paper. We have our he's the man wishes for a beautiful birthday with all of our gorgeous things we put on there, and our leisure suit card. That's it. Those are our cards for the night. If you'd like to have these card kits, you want to place your order with me on my shopping site right here, laurapinio.stampinup.net, $20 or more, and I will send you these kits for free if you place your order between now and midnight on Saturday. I would be happy to send you these card kits plus one more to do on your own. The stamping won't be done for you, but everything will be die cut, punched, embossed, and you can just add your own stamp and ink. Make them your own. Ladies, this has been awesome. I'm going to go post our mystery stamping for Sunday night, and I'll see you then at 7 o'clock. Oh, you guys are awesome. I love all of you, and this makes me so happy. I'm glad we're back. I love you. Bye.